fair that people say that the Conservative Party of Canada doesn't love their country, that Conservatives don't love their country? Well, Conservatives do love their country. I mean, Conservatives wave the flag, they wear the Canadian flag, they often say Canada first, so it really does seem like an unfair stereotype. But why do people say that then about the Conservative Party? Well, it's more about policies and it's more about how we define Canada. Because what is a country? Well, it's not just its symbols. It's not just enough to wave the flag. Canada, and it's not just the people, because people come and go. They move. They go to different places. It's the things that define us that make us Canadian. A country is made up of its landscapes, and Canada has very unique landscapes. It's made up of its flora and fauna. We have, moose, beaver. We also have many other animal species that we're very proud of in Canada. We also have our culture, which, starting from the Confederation, was always a combination of French and English culture. Of course, there's been many Indigenous cultures across Canada, and multiculturalism is a huge part of what has always defined Canada as being distinct from the melting pot of the United States. Going back even to the building of the railway, which combined workers from China and other places, obviously there's a history there with, the Exclusion Act and things. But again, cultures combining and coming together is really one of the things that defines Canada. As well, the thing that really, when you ask anyone in the world what defines Canada as different from the United States, the first thing they're going to mention is healthcare, our social safety net, our various social programs, and indeed our polite culture. These are all things that define us as a country. And it's not possible to imagine Canada without imagining a combination of those features. Well, the problem is that the Conservative Party historically has worked against those features. We're talking about trying to cut healthcare, trying to cut our social spending in order to save money for more tax cuts for big corporations. We also see that they want to build pipelines across Canada, disrupting the beautiful landscapes from the prairies to the mountains to the forests to the streams that define and make up what Canada is understood to be. That is, they want to cut down on environmental regulations. They want to stop fighting climate change. These things that protect the species that define Canada. And of course, they want to get rid of multiculturalism, a huge part of what defines Canada. They want to close the borders. They want to change Canada to be more like the United States, create better business deals with the United States. And in that attempt to eliminate what defines Canada's unique character, one can say that it is logical to say that they must hate the country that they're in, that they don't like this Canada. They want to create a place that is called Canada, but retains none of its features. No healthcare, no multiculturalism, no peacekeeping, all the things that we define as being Canada. So while it might seem unfair, you can kind of understand it. So the question I have to ask is,